Okay, hey, happy Saturday. Yeah, yesterday wasn't one of the better days of my life. September 11th. Being a New Yorker, it hit me kind of hard. Anyway, don't want to dwell on that today. Today's a new day. Election coming up, thinking very positive. If you haven't made sure you registered to vote, please do so if you intend on voting. I urge everybody to vote. If you're worried about going out to vote, get your absentee ballot or your mail-in, fill it all out, and you can always walk it into your election board. Okay, during regular hours. You don't have to wait for election day. You can bring it in when they're accepting the mail-in ballots. All you have to do is sign it, follow the instructions, seal it, bring it to your board of electors, and they'll have a drop box. Every county in the country, as far as I know, has drop boxes inside the building of the either the county clerk or whatever, where your board of electors are. Anyway, that's enough of that. Did my public service announcement. I'm going to do a video now showing you my strains as usual. First, I'll show you my breeders. Give you a little background. I mean, probably everybody that follows me is aware of my strains and the background on them. But I'll do them again anyway. Same thing. And if you have any suggestions of what you'd rather see in the videos, I'm trying to put one together on hatching brine shrimp step by step. Not just, here's my shrimp, here's what it looks like, here's how I feed them. Step by step, from setting up the bottles, adding the salt, collecting the hatch, how I split it in half, and set up one half to be fed that day or at that time, and the other is to be fed later on. So, everybody knows how my filters and stuff. Nothing complicated about my filters. So, all right, here goes the video, and I'll probably say goodbye at the end of the video. Well, good morning, Saturday. Just getting into the fish room after doing brine shrimp a little while ago. I left the dehumidifier on so it's nice and cool in here. It's like 90-something degrees. It's 99% humid outside. Let's go look at some of my breeders. Some of these have already been in videos. These are the American purples. I must have these about 7 years now. Started to get some males with the purple pectoral fins. And just about got that. About 99% of the males come out with purple pectoral fins. Females are just normal, nice thick peduncles. Without a big peduncle, you ain't gonna carry a big tail. Or you might have a big tail, but it ain't gonna be carried well. It won't show well. This is a nice matching dorsal. So I'll continue showing most of my breeders, and then I'll show some of the juveniles that are available. These are the half-black white leopards I've been working on for a while. They're not as prolific as I would like. I set these up on July 25th. I'm still waiting for babies. I think I've seen some black feces on the bottom, but either they're very big baby eaters and they eat them in the dark when I'm not here, or they're just not fertile. Probably going to set up another tank in them soon. I really like the pattern on these. Nice contrast between the almost pale blue to white background color on the caudal with a matching dorsal. with the nice dotting. Not tiny dots, these are nice dots. All males are very similar. I have a whole tank of these. Don't know how many females are left though. But hopefully these breeders will produce some fry soon. That female might be loading up. I might pull her out and put her in a drop tank. I usually, if I have a 5.5 gallon drop tank available, same tanks I raise my fry in, I'll move her down. I think I have a couple females already down here dropping, but not those. I haven't moved those down yet. That's a Shubel green. I got a half black red female in here. Anyway, let me continue with my other breeders. Alright, so this is, I showed this guy a few weeks back. And you can see he's gotten a little more size on him. This came out of my cobra line, which are in Snakeskins. They're AOC Bicolor. But this don't have the zebrinus bars. Dorsal matches pretty good, as most of my strains do. Nice parallelogram dorsal. I got 3 drops so far from these females. Each female has dropped at least once. I got some fry coming up. They should be available soon. Hopefully the offspring will resemble the parents. Here's one of my old timers. These are green, American green. Getting ready to retire them soon. I set up some young breeders already. I've gotten babies from me several times. Well, these came out of the old Moscow line I had. They were supposed to be blue-green Moscow. And by selectively breeding only the ones with the thin grass pattern, I almost have set this line. They produce nice fish. Big bodies. See if they come, see if I can get them in focus here. Let's see. I think it's time to change the fluorescence on my ceiling lights. Those are the only lights I have in the fish room, is ceiling lights. I have 4-foot shop lights with only one bulb on in each fixture. Let's go to the other. Oh, let's go to the other row. I think these are greens down here. Oh, these are Shubels. These are young Shubel breeders, Shubel greens. They should be a little thicker in the body, but the Shubel line I have seem to be very long. The tails never seem to stop growing. These are young though. These are only about 4 months old. These are young half-black reds here. I've been working on improving my half-black reds now for 5 or 6 years. I've exchanged my stock with several other top IFGA breeders. We're all working on the same half-black reds, just different, I don't know, different qualities. My half-black reds a few years back didn't have good half-black bodies. Now they do, but tails are a little shorter. These guys are in the back. There's another tank of half black reds. These are my half black greens. Pretty prolific. I have several tanks fry from these. Good half black bodies. I think I'm going to make a cross with a Shubel male onto my half black green females. Hopefully I'll lighten up the tails a little bit, but it'll be more of a turquoise green rather than this dark green. Here's some of my my favorite tank of blue breeders. They're getting ready to retire soon. I've gotten lots of drops out of these females. There's even a couple of their daughters in here, a couple of younger males. Time to rotate this tank and start the next generation. I've been having real good success with my blues. Big, thick bodies, beautiful matching dorsals. The blue is now in the body, not just in the tail. So there's a lot of hard work. Very, well, I shouldn't say hard work, I enjoy it. But just by selectively breeding males that started showing color in the body and just lucking out with picking the right females, I've been getting a lot of additional color in the body, which is really good for getting points at the shows. Hopefully the shows will be continuing, hopefully the shows will be starting up again soon. Hopefully by next April. It's another tank of half black greens. This is my other line of the half black greens. This line, for some reason, and it just baffles me, they'll be solid green until they reach a certain age, and then the trailing edge of the caudal gets this streak in it, like this edge. I don't know, they're not that old. They're only about 7 months old. It's a weakness in the strain. I gotta work on that. Here are my half black blues. Very prolific line. I actually have to stop taking babies sometimes. They just produce, they're like clockwork. Nice thick bodies. Here's one of my half black leopard lines. I have about 3 different lines of half black AOCs. I got the purple leopards that also throw yellow leopards, and I have yellow leopards that also throw purple leopards, or lavender leopards. This is just a dark leopard pattern between a green and a yellow, maybe a purple, but it's a much darker fish. The males anyway, much darker. I don't know if these are going to show. It is in a dark area in the fish room. Let me see if I can adjust this. Let's see. Nope. They're in the back. No poor lighting. Alright, this is my straight line of my zebrinus AOC Bicolor cobras. I should have some available soon. There's another young tank of Shubel breeders, Shubel greens. Let's see if I can get these in a little better. That's a little bit better. I keep saying I'm going to set up some fluorescence over the top of the tanks before I video, and I never get around to it. Must have 4 or 5 strips laying around somewhere in my garage. Just have to dig them out. But these Shubels, they're very prolific. I know I was selling them for more than people could afford, so they, Shubel name, whatever. I gotta be competitive in my prices. I'm probably gonna drop the price down. They're so prolific. I have so many fish. I just like to spread these around. See, the advantage of selling fish, besides making money, is when you got your strains spread around with people that know how to breed. If you run into a problem, you could always do a trade or ask for some back. Even if you have to buy them, pay for them. I rarely do. I've been in the hobby so long. I usually just make trades. But when a strain goes down for some reason, or you need an outcross just to put some figure back into it, you need to get a related strain to your stock. Not a strain that looks like your strain. Something that has your genetics, that left your fish room at some point. Then you cross them back. Another tank of greens. Now this green is a little bit different. It is from my American greens. But if he comes forward. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get an LED light. Try to see if I can make it a little bit easier to see these fish. If I put a light on them. Alright, these are the Shubel under a light. LED. You can see how LED lights definitely alter the colors of the fish. But I think this green is going to look green. The spectrum on this LED light must be RGD or RGB, whatever. Let's see if he comes forward. He's a nice fish. There he comes. Boy, he looks different. What I'm seeing in the tank doesn't look anything what he looks like on my screen. I see. That's the actual color. There's another tank of Shubels. And one of my half black red tanks breeders, they're getting ready to retire. They've had a lot of babies. I just wish their caudals got a little bigger, a little longer. But overall, they're nice fish. They get a little darker with age. But when they're in their prime, their show age, they really stand out. That's my opinion. This is all my fry down here. Alright, let's go walk around and see what's coming up. Alright, so I'm working on another line of half black AOCs. These won't be available for a while until they start throwing very similar looking fish. So these are F2s from a hybrid. These will be getting crossed back into my half black AOC females. These have a little Moscow in them, and I took the grass pattern that came out of the blue-green Moscows and incorporated it by crossing back into my half black AOC females. So these are F2s. Now they're all very similar. And now I'm going to be crossing the best males back to my half black AOC females from my leopard line. And I might use some of those virgin females that are in the basket. But probably just the males. I have a couple males. Bodies look pretty good. A little more black in the body than I prefer. It's more of a Moscow. But this is dark enough to not get disqualified in the half black AOC class. But it is a different pattern in the caudal than I have. Young blues. Very prolific fish. These are a whole tank of males of half black blues. This is another line I've had for 7 years, 8 years maybe. Very consistent, very prolific. These are only were born on 4/15, so you figure it out. Today's the 12th. September 12th. Here's a younger tank. Half black blues. Oh, hold on a second. Gotta change hands. There's that other tank of the half black white leopards. I know I've seen some babies in here when I've changed the filters. I just got to pull out a female. You can see that very, very good strain as far as producing similar looking males. That's what you're looking for in a good guppy strain. You don't get a little of this and a little of that. You get very similar looking brothers and sisters. Most breeders that exhibit fish will usually produce and offer strains that produce similar looking fish. Very important. Otherwise you'll be ending up with a strain that just is a mutt. If you like mud guppies, then it'll, God bless you. I don't. There's another tank of my blues. Most of them have the nice coloration in the body. Some young full reds. Big improvement in my strain of reds. I actually had a couple albinos come out of this strain 2 generations ago. I bred a sibling male and female albino, and I have a whole drop of albinos coming up, albino full reds. So I'm going to try to keep both strains both lines separate, and I'll be crossing back and forth every few generations. I'm not an expert with reds. Never really had them for a long time. People ask for them. I try to acquire a decent strain of them from somebody who has. results in the show, in the standings, and I go from there. These I've had for about 5 years now. I got these originally. I think they came through Michael Marco Trigiano from the New England Guppy Club, who made a trade with Tom Anderson from Winter Haven, who's no longer in the hobby. Well, we made a trade about 6-7 years ago, and I've been improving his line for quite a while. Lots of virgin females. Very prolific. Here's another tank of young juvenile American purples. You can see that almost all of them have the purple pectorals. This generation, they're a little bit smaller in overall size, but they're nice fish. And that's what happens with guppies. You can breed the same strain or the same line of strains for several years, and then one generation that just lacks some size. You breed them back brother to sister, or you cross the best males back to females from the same line, but line A or B, however you want to keep them separate. And the following offspring should be bigger. American greens. These are the juvenile half-black purple leopards, which if I put a light on them, they're not going to be purple leopards. They're going to show mostly yellow. But you can see that under the regular daylight bulbs, you can see the purple. Let me see if I can get in here a little closer. There's the good yellow leopard, and there's the purple leopards, or lavender leopards. These are available. There's a tank of juvenile Shubels. Shubel greens, females. There's a young tank of half black greens. These are those AOC Bicolor grass or whatever, big bodied fish. Got that Moscow casting or coloration in the body, that smoky color. Not a half black. It's a Moscow. And some have matching dorsals, some don't. But they were very hardy. I mean, I think these females in the basket probably get pregnant just from free floating sperm. They're so, I'm joking about that. But that's how prolific these are. There's another tank of those American purples. Lots of virgin females. Hit females, there's babies in the tank. I usually don't allow it to happen, but sometimes I get a little busy. Another tank of young Shubels, greens, half black greens. I'm getting ready to move these fish. The lighting, it does not do them justice. More half black blues, some half black reds in this rear tank. Alright, let's see what we got down here. We got these are young cobras. I don't know if you're going to see, the light is reflective here by the brine shrimp. Let me shut it off for a second. There we go. So these are young cobras. These are some more young half black purple leopards or half black AOCs. Let me put my shrimp lights back on. American purples. I got this tank here. I made a cross a while back with a half black red males that didn't have good half black. Crossed them into my blue females. These are the F1 hybrids. I was going to keep these, but I have to make room. If you're interested, send me an email. These have some possibilities. They're big fish, very prolific. And if you want to be creative, you know, I'll give you a good deal on some of these fish. Females are nice. Nice. I don't know if you can see them. Another tank of those Moscow Bicolors. Young half black purples. Some more half black AOCs. Without a doubt, half black AOC or half black any other color are my favorites. Always have been and probably will always be. Young half black purples. Trust me, they're purple. The lighting doesn't give them justice. Good half black bodies. A friend of mine was working with blacks, so I gave him some of these real dark half black purples. And he started a line of blacks from these. There's that, there's an albino in here. That is an albino female in the virgin female basket tank. There's one albino male. But these are the full reds. More Shubels. Like I said, they're very prolific. AOC Bicolors. Now you can see a similarity between the AOC Bicolors, which have the Moscow in them, and Shubels. And Shubels always said that his strain never had Moscow genetics in his green line. He's not here to defend himself anymore, but I beg to differ. I'm noticing, the longer I have this line, that there is Moscow genetics in these fish. Okay, my variegated snakeskins are available. These are young. They're just a little over 2.5 months old. Look like they're going to be very nice fish. One of your virgin females. I have 2 tanks of these coming up. Another tank of young blues. Now, black reds, these are available. I had set these up for a customer and haven't heard from them. All these females are pre-bred. I still have a couple virgins, but customer was supposed to get a couple trios. I set them up. I should have taken a prepayment on these, but I sell enough of them. But I did set these up specifically for one of my customers, which I'll do, you know, upon request. But in the future, it's going to be prepayment. These are young half-black blues. Let me see if I can get some light on here. This is my bottom row. The 71-year-old guy, it's getting hot. Actually, I'm 70. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll be 71 in January. Getting a little hard to bend down here. AOC Bicolors, some more AOC Bicolors. Here's the full Red Albinos. They'll be available in another month. Virgin females. Excuse my thumb every once in a while. Here's those AOC Bicolors when they're fully grown. They just keep growing. You can see the Moscow genetics in them. These are half black greens. Most of these down here are juveniles. Half black purple leopards. Regular half black purple. These are available. There's that other tank of Variegated Snakeskins. I haven't had these long. I had them a while back. I had sold a bunch. Had to make room, so it was one of the strains I let go. I don't know, about 7 or 8 months ago, I got some back from Doug Bertram, who had my strain. And people have been asking me about them, so now I got them. See, like I said, the advantage of letting your strains get out to reputable breeders is the advantage of being able to get them back if they let them go. Another tank of half black blues. are those Moscow grass. So from that one line of blue-green Moscows that was supposed to be solid, I wasn't happy with the outcome for solid Moscows, but I did end up with males that showed some grass pattern or parish type pattern in the dorsals. That's all they had that was different. So I took those few males, bred them back to their sisters, and then after a few generations, I got them to produce patterns in the caudal and the dorsal that match fairly well. And these would be shown in either the blue-green bicolor class or AOC Bicolor. I would have to see how the light hits them at the show. If there's enough blue or green with a secondary color, they go in the blue-green bicolor class. The blue-green bicolor class is basically any fish that has two colors, not three, two colors, one of them being the majority of blue or green. It can be blue and green, but it has to be at least 25% of that secondary color. The ideal would be 49 and 51, or 50-50. These are the same fish here, fried. These are fully grown, I shouldn't say fully grown, they're still growing. These are half black greens. I've had some babies in here already. I'm not selling these. I'm going to take these babies and then they'll be available. Usually I don't sell fish this size. I'd rather sell younger fish. This way my customers will have them for several months. These are show size, not the size that I would sell. All right, well, let me see if I can turn this around. I guess not. It's turned around. All right, well, if you have any questions, send me an email, bronxyogi@gmail.com. If you send me all your information with a cell phone number, I'll text you if you want to talk, or you want to call, or whatever. I try to make myself available, but not random calls. Please don't just random call me. All right, I'm here to help people in the hobby, always have been. Thank you, and have a great day.